So for the last few days, I've been absolutely obsessed playing the latest Harry Potter video game. Now me being a Harry Potter fan, I just had to make a video on it. So in today's video, I'll be sharing the 5 things that I loved about Hogwarts Legacy, and I cannot wait to show you guys the video game. Hey, what's up you guys? I'm the Nerdy One, and this is the channel where we talk about video games with a little sprinkle of life lessons. In today's video, we'll be exploring the magical world of Harry Potter Hogwarts Legacy. Now I am a huge Harry Potter fan, so mind my enthusiasm, but I'm so excited that we finally have an exciting Harry Potter game, a AAA Harry Potter video game that just absolutely blows it out the water. Now this video will be free of any kind of spoilers for the story of the video game, but I'm going to be sharing plenty of the cool stuff you get to do, so I really am excited to get started, so let's get into the video. Hogwarts Legacy is an open world role-playing video game where players take on the role of a student attending Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry in the 1800s, so this is about 100 years before the mainstream timeline of the Harry Potter series. So you get to choose your own character, choose your own house, develop your own skills, and basically carve your path in this really unique magical wizarding world. Now there are many things to love about this video game, as well as many things that a lot of people don't like about the video game, but I want to discuss the 5 things that I think are worth mentioning to give you an idea of why this video game stands out so much to me and why I enjoyed it. I personally enjoyed it so much, so let's check it out. Number 1, a really good use of intellectual property, IP. Now the Harry Potter series has been a really successful franchise. There's many fans over the world, including me, and I think they did a really good job bringing this world to life for the gamer to really enjoy and immerse themselves in. And I'm saying this because there's really high expectations for all the Harry Potter fans, but they did such a great job. Just all the simple little tidbits that they add, the conversations that people are having, the feel of how it feels to actually go to class in Hogwarts, or maybe things like going all the way to Hogsmeade, that little cozy feeling of walking to a wizarding town and just doing some shopping, walking around, seeing some performances. It was just really cool how they were able to actually show and bring to life this IP that has been years and years in development, and that is really the power of it. IP, intellectual property. When something is built really well over a long period of time, there's going to be a lot of fans, a lot of people, because they have this vision, they're really excited about it, and when someone is able to deliver on that vision, well, that instantly becomes a sensation, right? If you're not aware, I think Hogwarts Legacy is like on its road to be one of the top selling games, maybe even a Game of the Year contender for 2023, and that's really saying something. So what I want you to understand, to take away from this, is that building an IP, building your own brand, is very powerful. And how this applies to you is that if you're working on something, well, build your own brand, have people understand what exactly you are and what you're related to. What's your skill, what's your specialty, and what makes you stand out? Because when you have your own IP, now that is extremely powerful, and there is really no limits to the potential, no limits to what you can achieve. So if you're ever wondering, what you should be doing in your life and everything, one of the great things that you can start doing right now is just start building your own IP. If you like writing, well, maybe start having a presence online regarding writing. Say you like art, well, start putting out your work out there. Have people notice you based off what exactly your style is. Really dig deep and create your own brand, create your own style, and who knows where it'll take you into the future. I mean, just look at Harry Potter. It took many years, but we finally got a great video game and it absolutely blew up. Number 2, badass magical spells. That's all I gotta say. I mean, seriously, the spells in this video game are so freaking cool. So how you actually gain these spells is, well, you obviously go to classes and the professors teaches to you. But remember that quest progression that I was talking about? As you get these little owl posts, these professors will send you these posts and telling you to actually complete some of these assignments. Now, these assignments often relate to you doing a certain study in the wizarding world. So maybe it's herbology, you have to use some of the plants. Maybe it's potions, you have to brew some of the different potions. And as you do all these tasks and you turn it into the professor, your reward then is a new spell, a new ability for you to use. And this was very addicting. This was so exciting to do. Honestly, one of the best parts of the video game. So as you progress through the video game, you start to compound all these different spells and you get to customize your own character to which are the spells you want to use. And this is where it gets really cool, because obviously you're gonna get in a lot of fights in the Harry Potter video game. Okay, for me personally, the combat in the video game is the absolute highlight. Now these magical battles are so cool because of all the different spells, all the abilities that you're gaining, you now get to use it on all the enemies that you're encountering. So as you gain all these new spells, you get to combo them together to create your own unique playstyle of the video game. So maybe you start off first with just a little simple levitate ability, but then you gain a spell that you can slam them to the ground, you know, maybe slice them up, push them away, burn them, whatever it is. But it gets really exciting, and it gets really addictive to try to see the best way to defeat your enemies. And adding on top of that, each different enemies have their own different weaknesses. So maybe there's a wizard who's casting this little fire spell. If you use 𝗝𝗄𝗏𝗪𝗓 on him, you knock away his wand, well, the spell is gonna backfire and he's just gonna go up in a pillar of fire. Or maybe when you're fighting a troll, as he's swinging his club around and he smashes it to the ground, you can probably use a spell that's gonna flip his club upwards, hit him in the head, and it's gonna do critical damage. So cool. All these little things just add such a dopamine rush. It's so exciting to do, and I just find myself doing it over and over again. In fact, finding all these weaknesses can be really applied to how we tackle all our obstacles in life as well. Because remember, as you live your life, as you get through all the obstacles, as you learn, you're gonna gain new skills, new abilities, and all these new abilities and skills that you learn, now you can tackle all the bigger problems in life. And as you compound and accumulate a lot more skills, then you get to take on all the big baddies, and it's going to be so much easier for you to do, as well as a lot more exciting to do. So really, you have to utilize your skills appropriately, just like how the character in the video game is absolutely using all his spells to demolish the enemies. So really cool there. Make sure you check it out. I can go on and on about this part, but really you should try it out yourself to just see how much fun it really is. Number 3, the Room of Requirement. Now, if you're not a Harry Potter fan, the Room of Requirement is essentially a room that gives you exactly what you need to get what you need done. So in this RPG video game, the Room of Requirement is essentially going to be a room where you'll be doing all your crafting, brewing your potions, you know, planting all the plants that you need for ingredients, as well as breeding all your animals. So it sounds very overwhelming at first, but the way that the game presents it to you is in a very enjoyable manner, because things really aren't that overwhelming and everything is very simplified. However, the concept of doing it is very satisfying because they're able to tie all the different things you have to do in this room together with the main quest that you have to do. Some of these open RPG video games, you know, people just ignore the crafting mechanics because it's often, you know, it doesn't add much to the game, you know, you can get through without using all the items. But the way that the game is structured is that you actually have to do a little bit of the crafting just to kind of dabble in it to actually progress through the story. So for example, in one of these assignments or tasks that the professor gives you, you actually have to brew a potion. But to brew a potion, you will first need the ingredients to do that. But how do you get the ingredients? Well, you're gonna have to buy some seeds and start planting them first. So this adds this little loop where, you know, you feel like you have control over your resources in the game, and it adds this little mini side quest that you constantly have to go back to do as you progress doing all the cool stuff in the video game. You get this little home base where you're gonna keep all your stuff, all your materials that you're constantly building up to get more and more powerful. So with money being pretty scarce at the start of the video game, I was often faced with some tough decisions on what exactly should I be focusing on first to actually progress the video game. And if you just think about real life as well, as you gain more money, how exactly are you spending these resources? Are you using it to blow on just, you know, something that is quick, easy, and fast that you use right away? Or are you using it to invest, to buy the seeds and actually waiting for it to grow? So that's my little sneak in of a life lesson here. If you're getting any money, make sure you're investing it, using it to actually grow instead of spending it right away. Okay, that's my little tip there, and that's about it. Now, if you're enjoying the video up to this point, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. I'm just a regular dude who really loves video games, but I also have this other passion of really teaching people, you know, helping them be more financially independent, be more happy, be more productive. And I think video games are just such a great medium to teach all of this. So I'll be exploring this angle, exploring this approach a lot more. So if you enjoy this content, don't forget to put that bell notification on, because I'll be exploring many more video games in the future, as well as coming up with many more life lessons. And I really hope that you guys stick along. So back to the video. Number 4, the immersion of the video game. Now, Harry Potter is a great video game, but what really makes it amazing is how much you feel like a wizard going to a wizarding school. You see, in the video game, there's a fast travel system, right? You know, you could jump from place to place, but I often found myself simply running around or flying my broom just because I wanted to enjoy the scenery in the video game. It is so beautifully built. The castle is just so compact with little things. For example, some of the statues and the knights, you know, as you pass them, they'll be moving, making little sounds. All the paintings on the wall, they're moving. Some of them even play music as you walk by. You know, as you're walking around the castle, little ghosts will kind of float in and out. Of course, there's also Peace, which is the poltergeist. Yeah, you guys get the point. He's constantly messing with all the students. I thought this really adds to the experience, just walking around and actually getting to see, you know, what it feels like to be an actual student at Hogwarts. I thought they did an amazing job of this. And then when you go outdoors, well, the environment is just beautiful. And once I got the broom, let me tell you, I felt like an absolute kid. I was flying around so much, not getting anything done. You know, I was just flying my broom, going around the castle, and it's so cool to actually see that, to simply just ride your broom all around, land right into the school courtyard or a balcony, and walk right into the castle or into a classroom or whatever it is. It's super cool. And a really cool thing that the developer added is that the game is broken up into different chapters as you finish all these main quests, and after you finish a certain number of main quests, the season changes in Hogwarts. Yes, really cool. So summer turns to fall, fall turns to winter, so you can actually see the whole environment change, you know, all the decorations, all the ambience, you know, how people are dressed up. It's super cool, and I just thought that this was such a lovely part of the video game. And I really believe that this is what took Hogwarts Legacy from just a regular good video game to a really great video game. The attention to detail and giving the gamers an experience that really feels extremely immersive and really enjoyable. And number 5, quest progression. Now, this being an open world RPG video game, expect to be absolutely bombarded with missions and quests. You know that feeling when you're just overwhelmed and your quest list is just way long and you're barely getting through? And while you're playing all these open world RPG video games, you can feel often burnt out just because there's so much to do and you're not really sure what to exactly do. Well, in Hogwarts Legacy, you essentially get this main task board per se, and all your main missions are given to you through owl posts. You know how in the Harry Potter movies that Harry Potter gets like a mail from an owl? Well, similar over here, you get a little pop-up with like a professor or a friend telling you like, hey, help me out with this, hey, come and learn this spell. And I thought this was a really good way to kind of keep you on track. So it's not exactly forcing you to do everything, but as all these different quests pop up, you know which are the main missions that you have to actually focus on to do to actually progress the story. Of course, feel free to wander around. There's just so many funny things to do. You're gonna meet a lot of people, but let me tell you, some of these side missions can be really silly. You know, some of these missions you have to actually grab stuff from under the lake. Some of these missions you have to find some gobstones for our classmates, but these aren't as cool as like getting a new spell, fighting a troll or a dragon, and that's actually all the experiences I'm looking for. But all these little side missions sprinkled in between was a very nice break in between. So it really felt like I was a student at Hogwarts, you know, going about my day, you know, learning the actual things, but in between I'm doing all these fun little activities to actually distract myself, to relax. And I thought this was a really interesting way to keep the player focused and motivated to actually progress through the video game. Now, I really like this because in most open world RPG video games, I often get bored before I finish the main quest. Maybe it's a little bit of my ADHD where I want to just finish all the little side quests before getting to the main quest. But you know, it's just the way that Hogwarts actually pushes out the main quest in front of you and gives you a list on what to complete. Well, that's really cool to kind of keep you focused. And actually applying it to real life, you know, just think about it. We have so many different things to do in life, right? There are certain things that's really going to push your life forward. So if you're too focused on all the side quests, well, you're never going to level up, get to the next level to push yourself towards a better future. So there you go, just sneaking in a little life lessons as we go through this video. After all, this channel is about using video games to teach you life lessons as well. So I hope you guys are enjoying it so far. So that's about it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate the time that you spent and you took to actually check this video out. And let me know what you think about the latest Harry Potter video game down in the comments below. Also, let me know if you like this style of video, you know, whether you like the little life lessons that I'm sprinkling on, or do you just prefer pure straight gameplay talk? Because I'm experimenting with a new thing. My passion really lies in video games, as well as educating on life lessons, on actually bettering oneself. So I'm thinking of just combining two and try to create something really unique for my audience here. So again, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more, and I will see you again in the very next one. Take care, you guys. Peace.